Hello everybody! Just wanted to do a quick high-level overview of Notoris 2 Warlords in its pre-alpha state, early March 2024. So what do we have? We have the settings and the main menu ported over from the first game. This is a very quick first pass. The game starts by being able to select a faction, and in it you will play as a single character. The screen is obviously a work in progress, but you can kind of see we'd be pinpointing, where you would start, what towns would be owned, and the unique part is that you're playing as a single character in a grand strategy game, which allows us to sort of blur those lines between an RPG and a grand strategy. It also has some cool implications on micromanagement and can solve some problems in the space. So the game focuses around a core mechanic called influence, which is that system that lets us blur those lines between the RPG and the grand strategy. It's essentially a currency that allows you to have agency over the AI characters in the faction. So you start as a single officer, and you start in your starting town. At any point in time, you can, take a look at the territory map and all that. But the core loop involves every 7 turns or every month you go to the Great Hall, and you attend the faction council. In it, the admin leads you through assigning and figuring out the tasks that every character in the faction should take on for the next month. And that can change. It could be months, years, season, whatever. So in it you can make proposals, and these proposals cost that resource of influence. Right now only military and city are implemented, but you can choose what you either want to do for the next turn or what an AI character might want to do. As you level up and gain more ranks and promotions, you have more access to more votes, cheaper costs, can target different things and propose higher level things like maybe only a rank 5 officer would be able to propose changing a policy or building a new town. Likewise, you won't be able to make military proposals if you're just a low rank lieutenant. So for this one, I will say that I want to oversee at the farm because my fortitude stat is very high. So then you can go ahead and vote on proposals. So the AI goes through the same kind of system of what they want to do, and you can vote for or against people. Backing them will have relationship triggers in effect. So officers have a base version of relationships implemented in this game, and all of that can be triggered through here. So people that don't like you might oppose your proposal, vice versa. Like, this just isn't crazy balanced. So I want to increase my rapport with some of these guys, so I'll just back this proposal just to get some relationship triggers. So then the admin decides the tasks for the month, and you see what your reward will be for completing those assignments. This is the civil portion of the core loop. So my current assignment is to develop at the farm. All this UI, very first passy, but as you can see, I signed up to oversee and work here, so we're going to produce some extra food. I will end my turn. And this... Oh, my job is to develop at the farm. Sorry, I thought I wanted to oversee. So if I develop, it's tracking my progress here. Develop is the trade-off of you're increasing the building's XP. So if it becomes level 2, it's going to produce more base food. You'll be able to have maybe more officers sign up for things in each action. Like, we might cap this so only one officer can oversee at level 1, etc. So I've completed my assignment within 4 turns out of the 7, so now I'm kind of like free to do whatever else I want to do. And so you can see where other officers are and what other officers have done. So these guys are at the market. Let's see if I can get like a random relationship trigger by working with them. Nothing. There we go. So because of our traits and stats, which we don't need to get into now, these officers had a positive experience working together, and we've modified our friendships, which will have different modifiers. So we finished the 7 turns. Now we have to return to the Great Hall and attend the council again. We can see last week's results on how everyone did. Since we beat our quotas, you get a bonus modifier on your reward, and everybody that participated in backing you for this is also sharing in those spoils. So it's a unique kind of wager system. Then you just go back through it again, and so this time I am going to propose a military proposition. I will take some Dark Elf archers, and we'll take some food, and we will choose the target of Pu Yang. These are all Chinese names from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. They will get fantasy names from the final product, so don't worry about that. So I'll make that proposal. I won't vote on anything. I'm sure it'll pass. So I got my assignment, had a lot of backers, pretty military hungry. It's important to note right now that everybody starts at war for the demo. The diplomacy system is very bare bones. So I go to the gate. They've got my deployment order, and I'm being told to deploy with these archers. This portion of the game is very prototypey right now. It's not. It's barely working. Let's say that. But what in theory would happen here is you will be able to move your own troop. A set amount of space. You'll have a set amount of movement range based on a number of factors. And if you wanted to control like AI or allied units, that would cost influence. That's how that mechanic makes its way into the combat portion of the game. This other part of the loop. And so if this is my faction leader, so telling him to move would probably cost me a boatload of influence based on his rank and mine. But if I was like rank 5 and somebody was rank 1, I could, pretty easily afford to tell them what to do. So right now I can move AI characters. It's just for testing purposes. But what you can do is these yellow tiles are telling you, what is in range for using a tactic. And so I can either default attack. Well, he's not in range, so that doesn't work. But let's talk about tactics, because they're the most fun part about this. Characters can acquire tactics from a number of different reasons. Right now, the first one just comes from the skill tree, charge, and then as you level up, you'll be able to acquire other ones from various means in the skill tree, or books, or events. You'll be able to level these tactics up to make them better. Right now in the demo, everybody just gets arrow rain if they're an archer, or repel if they're a melee unit, because they're the most fun to show off. So I can right click and proc my tactic, and so that would be my attack for the turn. As you can see, we have all these flashy combat animations that we're porting over from the first game, Notoris 1. Likewise, we can show off repel here. So this is a military, or this is a melee one where you'll be able to knock back units around you, and you can kind of see where this is going. You're going to have, a lot of nuanced, interesting tactics that push, pull, and move enemies and allies around. So you'll have that feeling of coordinating with the AI and spending influence at crucial moments as to like coordinate and tell them what to do, and maybe finish off a unique unit or position something in a really important way. But if, let's say, you didn't tell your AI allies what to do, they will act autonomously and make their own decisions on your end turn. Right now, the combat loop is just very not fleshed out. So you can always like return back to town, but it looks like I don't have enough movement range to do that. And we may have broken things, but so in theory you can send your units back into town, and you can move between towns. There'll be unique things like merchants or other officers to hire and recruit, so there's like a reason for that. But yeah, I think this this sort of shows off the core identity of the game and what we're going for. Hopefully it was short and concise enough. It's just a little tricky with a grand strategy title and pre-alpha trying to get everything across. So I thought it'd be good to do a quick demo video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.